Ever wondered why India, the world's fastest growing economy, still battles mounting poverty? It's a puzzle indeed, but the solution isn't as straightforward as it seems. Multiple factors, economic, societal, and political, come into play. Although India has a massive economy, the distribution of wealth is skewed. A disproportionate amount of wealth is held by the top 10%. This disparity in wealth distribution has direct implications on the poverty levels. Despite being the world's sixth largest economy, the wealth distribution in India is highly uneven. The richest 10% hold more than 3/4 of the total wealth. This stark wealth inequality has a direct impact on poverty rates. One of the main contributors to poverty in India is the lack of access to quality education. This crisis is further exacerbated in the rural pockets of the country, where children are deprived of this basic human right. The remoteness of these areas often means schools are few in between, making it difficult for these children to receive an education. Lack of transportation and inadequate infrastructure further compound the problem. Additionally, poverty-stricken families often cannot afford the cost of uniforms, books, and other important school supplies. This lack of resources, paired with the demanding expectations for children to contribute to the household chores and farming activities, creates a challenging barrier to educational attainment. Without education, their prospects of escaping poverty are significantly reduced. In addition to explore, India's healthcare system plays a significant role in exacerbating poverty levels. The enormous expense associated with healthcare and treatment options tends to financially cripple many households. Often, they find themselves buried under a mountain of debt due to high medical costs that are not covered by insurance or government assistance. Astonishingly, a large portion of these expenses, nearly 60% to be precise, is paid out of pocket by the families themselves. This results in a larger proportion of their income being allocated towards medical expenses, leaving them with little to no savings. Consequently, countless families are trapped in a severe state of destitution compounded by health issues. This dismaying cycle often leads to a relentless vortex of poverty and ill health. The agricultural sector, which employs more than half of India's workforce, has undeniably played a substantial role. This significant sector is riddled with numerous challenges that impact the overall productivity of the country. Unpredictable weather patterns, a factor beyond human control, disrupt the cultivation cycles. The land holdings are often fragmented and minuscule, making it hard to implement mechanized farming. Moreover, the lack of access to modern farming techniques, such as high-yielding variety seeds, drip irrigation, and advanced agricultural machinery, hampers the possibility of substantial growth in productivity. The lack of proper agricultural education and training further exacerbates the situation. This unfortunate cycle continues, leading to low agricultural productivity, further translating to low income and poverty among farmers. In summary, India's increasing poverty can be attributed to wealth inequality, lack of access to quality education and healthcare, and low agricultural productivity. These factors influence each other in complex ways, forming a web of barriers preventing upward mobility. Wealth inequality leads to a lack of opportunities for many, while poor education and healthcare sectors hinder personal development and growth. Low agricultural productivity keeps rural areas in poverty, as many rely on for their livelihood. Each factor feeds into the others, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. Comprehensive approaches are needed to tackle these issues. It's clear that addressing poverty in India is not just about economic growth, but also about ensuring equitable distribution of resources and opportunities. The journey to eradicate poverty is a long one, a marathon, not a sprint, but it is a race that India is determined to win. It's a path that is riddled with obstacles and challenges, but also paved with opportunities and potential breakthroughs. It's a task that requires resilience, perseverance, and a deep understanding of the complex issues at stake. It's about implementing effective policies, strategies that can empower the marginalized and uplift the impoverished, bringing them at par with the rest of society. But it's not just about numbers or economics. It's about the very essence of humanity and dignity. It's a mission that involves concerted efforts from all sectors of society, government, non-profit organizations, the private sector, and every individual. It's a vision of an India where every citizen can lead a life of dignity and self-reliance. After all, a nation's true wealth lies not in its GDP, but in the prosperity of its people. Remember, poverty is not a choice, but a circumstance. It is a grim reality that many individuals, families, and communities face. A manifestation of the harsh realities of social injustice. It is a multifaceted problem that is profoundly entrenched in our societal structure. Being trapped in the cycle of poverty is not a voluntary decision people make, but a dire situation that they are born into or fall into to various unfortunate events. Our society, our institutions, our policies, and we as people bear the collective responsibility to alleviate poverty. We can't ignore this issue, hoping it will miraculously resolve itself. We need to confront it, understand it, and actively work towards eradicating it by creating equal opportunities, building a robust social safety net, and promoting economic inclusion. So the next time you ponder about poverty in India, remember the complexity of the issue, and perhaps think about how you can contribute to the solution.